In this lesson, we will discuss solving problems involving linear equations in one variable, which includes work problems, geometry problems, money problems, and interests problems. Here's our learning target. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to solve problems involving equations in one variable. Let us review the different steps in solving word problems. Number 1, understand the problem. So you have to read the problem carefully, identify what is given and what is being asked, and represent one unknown number by a letter, then try to see how an expression or any other unknown variable can be represented in terms of that the same letter. Number 2, write the equation. Translate the phrases into algebraic expressions and use the conditions in the problem to write the equation. And number 3, solve the equation and state the answer. Number 4, you have to check your answer. Be sure to answer the question in the word problem and check that your answer satisfies the conditions stated in the problem. Here's our first example on work problems. In work problems, the amount of work done is the product of the rate and time. That is, work is equal to rate times time. Example, a master bricklayer takes 3 hours to put bricks on a wall. A novice takes 6 hours to do the same job. How long will it take to finish the job if they work together? Step 1. Understand the problem. The master bricklayer can finish the job in 3 hours. Hence, in 1 hour, he can finish 1/3 of the wall. In 1 hour, the novice can do 1/6 of the wall since the novice takes 6 hours to do the job. Their working rates are 1/3 of the wall per hour for the master and 1/6 of the wall per hour for the novice. So let's use t as a variable to represent the number of hours it will take them to finish the job. Step 2. Write the equation. The work done by the master plus work done by the novice equals 1 job. Take note that work is equal to rate times time. So the equation is 1/3 of t plus 1/6 of t is equal to 1. Step 3. Solve the equation and state the answer. So we have the equation t over 3 or 1/3 of t plus t over 6 is equal to 1. The least common denominator of this equation is 6. So we have to multiply both sides of the equation by 6 or by the LCD, where 6 times t over 3 plus t over 6 equals 1. Where 6 times t over 3 is 2t, and 6 times t over 6 is t, and 6 times 1 is 6. Combine similar term, so we have 3t is equal to 6, and divide the equation by 3. 3t divided by 3 is t, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So meaning, it will take them 2 hours to finish the job working together. Step 4. T over 3 plus t over 6 equals 1. That's the equation, so we have to check. So what we are going to do here is to substitute the value of t in the equation, where t equals 2. So we have now 2 over 3 plus 2 over 6 equals 1. The least common denominator of 2/3 and 2/6 is 6. So that's 6 divided by 3 is 2 times the numerator of 2. So that's why we have 4 here. And 6 divided by the denominator of the second fraction is 1 times the numerator is 2. So we have 4 plus 2 over 6 equals 1. 4 plus 2 is 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. So 1 is equal to 1. So the answer is correct since 2/3 plus 2 over 6 is equal to 1. Next example. Maya took 12 hours to type a report. Her friend helped her and together they finished the job in 4 hours. How long would it take her friend if she had worked alone? Step 1. Let T be the time it would take Maya's friend to finish the job herself. Their working rates are, for Maya, that's 1 over 12. And since if they work together, they can finish the job in 4 hours. So we have to multiply that by 4. So 1 over 12 times 4 is equal to 1/3 of the job per hour. And for Maya's friend, that's 1 over t. Since we are solving for the time it would take Maya's friend to finish the job alone. So 1 over t times 4 is equal to 4 over t of the wall per hour. Step 2, rewrite the equation. Part of the job Maya does plus part of the job her friend does is equal to the whole job. So that's the equation. So it's 1/3 plus 4 over t is equal to 1. Take note 1/3 is Maya's rate and 4 over t is her friend's rate. So that's 1/3 plus 4 over t is equal to 1. So the least common denominator of this equation is 3t. So multiply the both sides of the equation by 3t. So we have now 3t times 1/3 plus 4 over t using the distributive property. So t plus 12, so that's 3t times 1/3 is t, and then 3t times 4 over t is 12 is equal to 3t. So we apply here the distributive property. Next, subtracting 12 on both sides of the equation. So we have t minus 3t is equal to negative 12, and combine similar terms. T minus 3t is equal to negative 12, and t minus 3t is negative 2, which is equal to negative 12, and divide the equation by negative 2 since the coefficient of t is negative 2. So the value of t is equal to 6, meaning it would take Maya's friend 6 hours to type the report. And step 4, let's check the solution. So we have 1/3 plus 4 over t is equal to 1. So 1/3 plus 4 over 6 equals 1, where t is equal to 6. So we have to substitute it in the equation. So 1/3 plus 2/3, 4 over 6 is 2/3. Okay, and then since they have common denominator, you just have to add the numerator. So 1 plus 2 is 3. Then divide it by 3. And 3 divided by 3 is equal to 1. And which is also equal to 1. So the answer is correct since 1/3 plus 4 over 6 equals 1. Let us now proceed to geometry problems. In geometry problems, we have to consider the different concepts involving geometry, and some of these are the formula for perimeter and area of plane figures. And this was part of our lesson in the second reading, particularly under measurements. So you will not be having difficulty in this one. Aside from the formula of perimeter and area, we have to consider also that angles also involve geometry. So we may also encounter problems involving angles. Okay, so here's our first example. The length of a rectangle is 1 meter more than twice the width. The perimeter of the rectangle is 26 meters. Find the length and width of the rectangle. Step 1. So let x be the width of the rectangle. Then it follows that 2x plus 1 will be the length, because it says here that the length of a rectangle is 1 meter more than twice the width. So that's why it's 2x plus 1. And if we will illustrate that, we have here the figure. So the longer side is of course the length, which is 2x plus 1, and the width is x. Step 2. Use the formula for the perimeter of a rectangle, where P is equal to 2L plus 2W. So we'll just have to substitute the given in the formula of perimeter. Take note that the perimeter of the rectangle is 26 meters. So we have 26 and the length is 2x plus 1, then times 2, and then plus 2x. Okay, so that's the working equation. Step 3 is to solve the equation. So we have the equation 26 is equal to 2 times quantity 2x plus 1 plus 2x. Use the distributive property. So 26 is equal to 2 times 2x is 4x, and 2 times 1 is 2, then plus 2x. And then subtract 2 on both sides of the equation. So we now have 26 minus 2 is equal to 4x plus 2x. Next, combine like terms. 26 minus 2 is equal to 24, and 4x plus 2x is equal to 6x. And divide both sides of the equation by 6, where 24 divided by 6 is 4, and 6x divided by 6 is x. So meaning the width is 4 meters and the length is 9 meters. When you substitute 4 into x plus 1, that's actually 2 times 4 plus 1 is 9. So the length is 9 meters. And step 4. Substitute the value of x in the working equation. So we have 26 equal to 2 times 2 times 4 plus 1 plus 2 times 4. Simplify it. 2 times 4 plus 1 is 9. Times 2, that will give you 18. So we have 26 is equal to 18 plus 8. So 26 is equal to 26. Again, so we have the correct answer. So because 26 is equal to 2 times 2 times 4 plus 1 plus 2 times 4, where the value of x is equal to 4. Let's have another example on geometry problems. The measure of the complement of an angle is 15 degrees more than twice the measure of the angle. Find the measure of the complement. So we let x be the measure of the unknown angle. So if x is the measure of the unknown angle, then its complement should be 2x plus 15, because it says here that the complement of the unknown angle is 15 degrees more than twice the measure of the angle. So here's the illustration. We have the larger angle is 2x plus 5 and the smaller angle is x. And when you say complementary angles, these are two angles whose sum is equal to 90 degrees. So that is where we are going to base our equation. So when we add the two angles, it should be equal to 90. So we have x plus 2x plus 15 is equal to 90 degrees. So that's the working equation. Step 3. Solve the equation. Okay, using subtraction property of equality, that's SPE, we subtract 15 on both sides of the equation. So our equation now is x plus 2x equals 90 minus 15. Combine similar terms. X plus 2x is 3x and 90 minus 15 is 75. And divide by 3. Divide both sides of the equation by 3. 3x divided by 3 is x and 75 divided by 3 is 25. Then, the measure of the angle is 25 degrees. We are only solving for the measure of the unknown angle and not its complement. Okay, so let's say the measure of the angle is 25 degrees. What is the measure of its complement? Alright, very good. It should be 65 degrees. Because when you say complementary angles, these are two angles whose sum is 90 degrees. Step 4. So we have to substitute again in the original equation where x is equal to 25. So we have 2 plus 2 times 25 plus 15. Is that equal to 90? Okay. Simplify. 2 times 25 is 50. And then add everything. 25 plus 50 plus 15 equals 90, which is also equal to 90. So meaning 25 is correct because 25 plus 2 times 25 plus 15 is equal to 90, meaning it satisfies the equation. Let us now proceed to money problems. Here's an example. A coin bank for donations for the protection of the reef contained 1,570 pesos. There were twice as many 5 peso coins as 10 peso coins and 14 less 1 peso coins as 5 peso coins. How many of each kind were there? The basis for comparison is the number of 10 peso coins. The table below will be helpful. Okay, so we have here 3 columns. The first column is the kind of coin. Then second column, number of coins. And its value is the third column. So for the 10 peso coins, that is X. And then for 5 peso coins, so the number of 5 peso coins will be represented by 2x because it says here that there were twice as many 5 peso coins as 10 peso coins. So that's why it's 2x. And for 1 peso coins, it says here also that 14 less 1 peso coins as 5 peso coins. So we have 2x minus 14. So to get the value, we multiply the amount of that coin with the number of coins. So for the value of 10 peso coins, we have 10 times x. For 5 peso coins, that's 5 times 2x. And for 1 peso coins, that's 1 times 2x minus 14. Okay? So, what should be our equation? You take note that the total value of coins is equal to 1,570. So when we add everything, it should be 1,570. So our working equation is 10x plus 5 times 2x plus 2x minus 14. Okay, so let us now solve the equation. Okay, so we have 10x plus 5 times 2x plus 2x minus 14 equals 1,570. Okay, so 5 times 2x here it's 10x. So 10x plus 10x plus 2x minus 14 is equal to 1,570. Combine like terms, 10x plus 10x plus 2x is 22x. And then 1,570 plus 14, because when you transpose that to the other side, that should be 1,570 plus 14. So the sum is 1,584. So we have now 22x is equal to 1,584. Divide both sides by 22. So 1,584 divided by 22 is equal to 72. So meaning, so we have 2x is equal to 144, and 2x minus 14 is equal to 130. So which means that there are 72 10 peso coins, 144 5 peso coins, and 130 1 peso coins. Let's check the answer. Do the coins amount to 1,570 pesos? Okay, let's check. So 72 times 10 is 720 pesos. And then 144 times 5 is also 720 pesos. And 130 times 1 is 130. So 720 plus 720 plus 130 is equal to 1,570 pesos. So our answer is correct. Okay, so the next one is on interest problems. Simple interest is an income from investing money or charge for borrowing money. It is computed as follows. Interest is equal to principal times rate times time. Principal means that's the principal amount. Or I is equal to PRT. Example, Laura deposits 10,000 pesos at 6% annual interest. How much interest will it gain in 3 years and 9 months? So we have here our principal amount, which is 10,000 pesos. The rate is 6% and the time is 3 years and 9 months. So we just have to substitute that in the formula, where we have I is equal to 10,000 times 0.06 times 3.75. 3 years and 9 months, that's 3 and 9 over 12. Where 9 over 12 is 0.75 plus 3. So that's why we have 3.75 here. So multiply 10,000 times 0.06 times 3.75. That's equal to 2,250 pesos. So the deposit will gain 2,250 pesos in interest. Okay. Next example. Mrs. Ventura invested 27,000 pesos, part at 8% and the rest at 11%. How much did she invest at each rate if her total annual income from both investments was 2,460 pesos? Okay, so we let X be the amount invested at 8%. And since the rest was invested at 11%, then that should be 27,000 minus X. That's the amount invested at 11%. Okay? So the table below will help us understand also the problem. Okay, so we have here the amount invested at 8%. We have X, and the interest rate is 0.08, and T is 1 because that's, it says here it's annual income. And remember the formula, I is equal to P times R times T. So we have X times 0.08 times 1 is equal to 0.08x. And then for the second one, we have the principal amount of 27,000 minus X, where the rate is 11% or 0.11. The time is the same, which is 1 year. And we have the interest at 0.11 times 27,000 minus X. Okay, so let's now write the equation. Okay, so the interest at 8% plus the interest at 11% should be equal to the total interest. What's the total interest? It's 2,460. So the equation is 0.08x plus 0.11 times the quantity 27,000 minus x is equal to 2,460. Solve the equation. So here's our working equation. Okay, apply the distributive property. So we have 0.08x. Now 0.11 times 27,000 is 2,970. And then 0.11 times minus x is minus 0.11x equals 2,460. So we have 0.08x plus 2,970 minus 0.11x is equal to 2,460. Then, combine similar terms. 0.08x minus 0.11x is equal to negative 0.03x. And then when you transpose that to the other side, that's actually negative. So it's 2,460 minus 2,970 is equal to negative 510. Divide both sides of the equation by negative 0.03. So we have negative 510 divided by negative 0.03 is 17,000. So that is the amount invested at 8%. How about at 11%? So it should be 27,000 minus 17,000 is equal to 10,000 pesos. So our answer, Mrs. Ventura invested 17,000 pesos at 8% and 10,000 pesos at 11%. And of course, the last step, we should check our answer. So a while back, if you're going to add those, it should be equal to 2,460. That's the total interest. Okay, so we have 0.08 times 17,000 is equal to 1,360. And then 27,000 minus 17,000 is 10,000. Multiply that by 0.11. So we have now an equation of 1,360 plus 1,100. Is that equal to 2,460? Okay. So we have 2,460 is equal to 2,460. Again, so the answer is correct since 0.08 times 17,000 plus 0.11 times 27,000 minus 17,000 is equal to 2,460, or the value of the unknown variable satisfies the equation. Before we end this lesson, let us go back to the learning target. Assess your understanding if you can. Solve problems involving equations in one variable, particularly on work problems, geometry problems, money problems, and interests problems. Enrich your understanding about this lesson through the activities and formative assessments in our module and Google Classroom.